So global air transport is really well positioned for long-term growth over these next couple of decades, particularly in the Middle East, Northern Africa, as this region serves as a transit hub for flights going east to west. And particularly this region was dominated by the big three aviation hubs, which is Turkey, Qatar, and the UAE, which have UAE has Emirates and Etihad, Qatar has Qatar Air, and Turkey has Turkish Airways. But it looks like this kingdom of Saudi Arabia is about to jump into the foray and compete. So Saudi Arabia already has one airline based at Jeddah, which is Saudia, which in terms of air transit passengers annually, it doesn't do as well as the other regional carriers. And to give an example, Saudia is annually about 4 million transit passengers, whereas over this summer alone, Emirates had 10 million transit passengers. So not really in the same ballpark. And the Saudi Crown Prince MBS has a plan called Vision 2030 to just radically diversify the economy of Saudi Arabia away from strictly hydrocarbons. And he wants to attract tourists and technology companies. So in order to do so, he realizes that, hey, we need to have just a superb, outstanding airline. So they announced that in Q4, they're going to invest 30 billion USD into a brand new Riyadh-based airline called the RIA. And the RIA is going to have 150 destination routes globally, which is comparable to both Emirates, which is based in Dubai, and Qatar Air, based out of Doha. Additionally, the plans are by 2030 for the airline to have 30 million transit passengers annually, which is a very ambitious goal, especially as a lot of those they plan to be tourists, which is interesting as the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia historically has shied away from tourism, and until only recently, they didn't even issue tourist visas except for religious visits for the Hajj and the Umrah to Mecca. So it'll be definitely interesting to see how the Crown Prince's Vision 2030 plan pans out, and especially as they really have the money to make a superb airline, as once oil barrels hit 64 USD and above, they pay not only all their imports, but I think balance the government's budget. And as oil is way above that, they have a ton of cash to blow. And their sovereign wealth fund, which will be funding RIA, has been making all sorts of interesting investments as of late, from everything from the world of sports. If you follow golf, the new Greg Norman headed Live Golf Tour, that's funded by the sovereign wealth fund. Additionally, the Saudi wealth fund has been making investments inside the kingdom into commercial real estate, such as the Neom economic zone, which is a carbon-free economic zone the size of Belgium, which will have the world's first linear smart city. They're investing 70 billion USD into 6 smart cities of the future, which will have buildings comprised of the latest property technologies in order to attract companies such as Google, who recently announced they're going to be opening offices within the kingdom. And then from the tourist front, to attract tourists, for example, they're investing in 8,000 high-tech carbon-free hotel rooms across 50 islands in the Red Sea, on top of building a 10 billion USD theme park outside of Riyadh, which is 2.5 times the size of Disney World. And the fascinating thing about this is that the expedited timeline has all this completed in the next 7.5 years, so by the year 2030, which to me is just mind-blowing. So I don't know about you, but I'm super excited to not only eventually ride the RIA, which I'm sure is going to have outstanding amenities and service, but I'm excited to see how MBS's Vision 2030 plan pans out. So tell me your thoughts. Do you like this content? Is it too long? Is it too short? I want to hear your feedback. Thanks.